I have a friend who was at a meeting with one of the heads of the communist Chinese government. And this guy was pretty pessimistic, and they were talking about the trouble our economy is. And the Chinese leader turned to him and said, "Don't count yourself out. You have what the rest of the world doesn't. In America, you have innovators." Unfortunately, that innovation is on the decline. There's a recent study out showing that creativity scores had been steadily rising, scores like IQ scores, except they were about creativity, until 1990. In around 1990, creativity scores for kids started to inch downward. I got news for you. We're about to lose it. But I've made a personal vow not on my watch. I'm about to introduce you and give you a quick inside glimpse of the American Dream Labs. We've been talking about it for about a year. It's about to start getting going. Do you know the reason we went to the moon? Part of it was because of Walt Disney. In 1952, Disney asked Werner von Braun to serve as a technical advisor for 4 episodes of Disney's weekly television show. Walt took his best storyteller, Ward Kimball, the guy who animated the 7 Dwarfs, and put him together with von Braun, the guy who invented the V-2 rocket for the Germans in World War II. Together, they told the story of space and rockets. They animated and explained the road to putting a man on the moon. Man in space. 42 million people watched that episode. Disney called them science factual episodes, the very first one. Well, according to Kimball, the morning after, Disney got a call from President Eisenhower, who said, "You got to give me a copy of this, Walt," to show to his top space-related officials at the Pentagon. Von Braun was concerned about being perceived as all show and going straight to the American people, as opposed to staying within the established scientific circles. But he knew that in order to ever realize this great achievement, space travel, the public had to be engaged. Walt Disney gave him that chance. I intend to find the von Brauns and give them that chance as well. At American Dream Labs, we're going to do exactly the same thing. I have been, for the last year, assembling some of the best storytellers in the nation. I'm teaming up with them. And I'm teaming them up with the best scientists and futurists and artists and historians and physicists and inventors, the dreamers. We are going to pick up where Walt Disney left off. We are going to surround ourselves and you with the wildest thinkers in the world and then explain why their wild thoughts just might work. Last week we had a genius on this program that the Unabomber tried to kill. He's a Yale professor. We just did a simple special with him last week where he made a crazy statement that the education system needs to be shut down. But like a real American, he doesn't want to take its funding away or boycott it. He says we can create a new education system that is entirely different than anything the world has ever created. I believe him. Over the next year, we're going to work with him. We're going to take topics like that one and show you how man gets to the moon. But we're also going to explore energy and finance and entertainment because we are storytellers. This is who we are. It's who I am. It is our highest goal to use all of our resources and our talents to tell the story, to lift, to expose, to inspire, and to give courage. Based on American ideals and principles, give courage to the entire world. After about 10 years after Walt Disney brought, the moon bases to television, Neil Armstrong was standing on the moon. There are new moons for us to reach. We can change education. We can advance science. We can inspire the world with art. We can give courage through history. Our first major moon project, if you will, you will see all the way along, and it's a year in the making. It started last July. Nobody on my staff knew about this. During the buildup of Restoring Love, I was working on another project with some dreamers, a project in the American Dream Labs. We call it an experience. It will take place on the weekend of July 4th. It is 3 days long. We will announce all the details, but it will happen in the Mountain West next July. You want to be there. That weekend, it'll include the fireworks and the usual fanfare, but it will end that Saturday with an epic tale of America told with pyrotechnics, lights, 30-foot mechanical men. You will never see anything like this ever again. Its working title is Man in the Moon. And all of this dreaming is taking place in a lab called the American Dream Labs.